Could be the weather.
Here we go. And I'm here with Mario Andretti, race car legend on the Andrew Burnett Show, and we are absolutely honored to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, of course.
Absolutely. So to start off the interview, share with us where your love for racing really developed.
Well, as far as I can remember, still, living in Italy. I was born and raised there. I just fell in love with the sport because Italy was very much involved in Formula One, obviously, especially with Ferrari, Maserati, Alfa Romeo. As a young lad, it just captured my imagination. Myself and my twin brother, Aldo, both just gravitated to the sport. And from there on, there was never a plan B. I always say that because that's a fact. And as life went on, we just took advantage of every opportunity that we had to get involved. And when we came to the States, age 15, 2 years later, we started building a race car to race locally, the stock car. And that's how it all started for me at age 19. And my career went uninterruptedly since but the last race that I drove competitively, professional race, was at 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2000 at 60 years of age.
Wow. So it's something from a young age that you always knew that you was going to be a race car driver?
Well, I always had hoped. I mean, it was, again, it's hard to say just what really motivates somebody. I don't know how else to put it, except that there was the one thing that excited me in like no other. I mean, there could have been other sports, could be soccer, could have been any of the things that were very popular at the time. But I think the roar, the spectacle of motor racing is something that to me was beyond anything else. From standpoint of excitement. So that was it. I wanted to be part of it. I was dreaming to be part of it, since I was just barely a teenager.
So everyone has influences that they looked up to as a child that has either helped them to be who they are today or inspired to be just like them. Who were some of the race car drivers that really influenced you to become a race car driver?
Well, the one that really was probably the most important, not probably, it was the most important one, was Alberto Ascari, who was at the time world champion when I was 13 and 14 years of age, and driving for Ferrari, of course, Italian, and so on. Had that connection in every way, and again, that's. He was my hero. And I had the opportunity to see him race in 1954 at the Italian Grand Prix. And just amazing, to see it firsthand, because in those days, you could only see videos, if you went to the movies or something where they would show news videos. But again, and the interesting part is that this year, in Goodwood in England, at what they call the Festival of Speed, it's an event that goes on every year. It's fantastic. It's about vintage race cars of all the decades. And I drove the very car that Alberto Ascari drove in 1954. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
And there was a car that actually, I got to say, was valued at $38 million now, as far as it's such not a beauty, but only something that's so rare. And it was rebuilt immaculately. And the owner just somehow trusted me to drive it on the hill climb. And that was an incredible day. You talk about things coming full circle, they certainly did. And again, some beautiful things happen in life sometimes.
So, what would be some of your earliest memories of racing that you'll never forget?
Well, I'll never forget about winning the very first race I ever entered, and there's no better beginning than that. My brother did the same thing. We had one car, two drivers, and we both won our very first race. And again, I think it showed that with our buddies, we had four other buddies involved in this project, and we did a pretty good job in building that car because it wasn't just us driving, but the car was done well. And nothing better than having that type of beginning, because it gives you that, the shot of confidence that is so important. So yeah, I can't think of anything better than that.
So, if you could go back and give the younger you a piece of advice that you know now, what would you give yourself?
I always say any youngster that is obviously, is asking for an autograph, always write, follow your dreams. And by that, I mean that if you really become passionate about something early on, it's something that's so important in life. And don't ever be discouraged. I mean, it's always reach for the stars. You're allowed to dream big. And again, if you really believe in that and believe in yourself, things will happen. And that's I think many individuals like myself can attest to that. Uh, I mean, this thing about coming to reality when I was dreaming about it at age 11 was just as far away from potential reality as you could possibly have it. And yet it happened. So that's what I'm talking about.
So, take us back to the year of 1978, the year of the Formula One championship. As a competitor and racer, what exact thoughts appeared in your mind at the time?
Well, here again, Formula One was what drew me to the sport to begin with, and and of course, once I reached that level, I had something pretty good that preceded that. I already had three national championships in my pocket, and I already won, Indy, Daytona, won several sports cars. So all of a sudden, but my ultimate ambition was missing there, and to me, it was the total fulfillment of my ultimate ambition. Really, when I clinched that. Can you imagine where I clinched that? I clinched that championship in Monza, right where I saw my very first Grand Prix. I mean, you could not write a script about that, So um, it's amazing sometimes the way things happen.
Did it ever appear to you that you would be the winner?
Well, I think I had a good season. It was not just something that happened the last minute. I had a good season going. In fact, that the year before, even probably if it wouldn't have been for some issues that we had in reliability with the engine, I should have won the world championship the year before. And so being with the Lotus team, I felt confident that we had the equipment, and all we needed is to be able to finish the races, that I was leading. And so it the second year that I felt really competitive, finally things just really worked out for us. But I felt that I had all the ingredients to be able to win a world championship, and I was against some extreme stiffer competition as you could possibly have. So from that standpoint, it was even double gratifying to be able to pull that off.
So, your career has included winning many championships, such as the Formula One, IndyCar, the World Sports Car Championship, and even NASCAR. What would you say has been the most memorable experience for you that you'll never forget?
Well, there's so many. I've been so fortunate to have a long career, so you can't put it all in just one. But just even winning the this NASCAR, the Daytona 500, which is obviously the crown jewel of NASCAR. I think was something to really be proud of from my standpoint, because stock car certainly not my specialty, never was. But here again, I was with a good team, the Holman and Moody team. They gave me the equipment, and Ford, and we won it. And that was very unlikely to happen usually, because again, that was not my specialty. And then again, national championship, winning Indianapolis. It was also another one of those stops that it almost, from a driver's standpoint, and it takes a big weight off your shoulder, because you feel that, man, I have to reach that. I have to somehow make that happen, hopefully. And when it does, you feel so gratified, So again, some of these star events are then the World Championship, because it's where it all started. And so again, I've been very blessed.
So now, being retired and off the track, what are some of your favorite pastime hobbies that you love to do?
I don't have any hobbies. I work. And I follow the sport, because obviously the family is all involved, with my son Michael having a very successful IndyCar team, and also, outside of these United States, as a Formula E team. He's got a team in Australia, and so it was very ambitious, and I'm very proud of him. And I followed most of the races, and I drive myself the two-seater race car, which is right on my left shoulder there, and you probably see it right there. And that in itself, keeps me very close to the sport. It's a wonderful program with the Ruoff sponsorship that the IndyCar experience has, and I think we provide some interesting perspective to fans that want to ride, with this two-seater program, because of the speeds that we provide, and also the experience for them to really experience some true G's, through the corners, and realize how incredible the cornering capability of these cars is. So it's a wonderful way to expose our sport. Probably no better way to expose our sport. And so then we have, obviously, from my standpoint, I follow, I endorse, products of companies like Firestone. For instance, I've been with Firestone for many years. I owe Firestone a great deal for my experiences, because of being part of the tire development, race tire development program over the decades. And again, MagnaFlow. I've been friends for over the years. This automotive products, but also have some businesses that we have as a family. So my plate's full. I do a lot of traveling. I mean, there's no sitting back and laying out on the beach every day. So I enjoy what I'm doing very much.
So if there was a piece of advice that you could give to any aspiring race car driver who could be watching this interview, what would you give them?
Well, here again, just like I said before, it's whether you want to pursue the career of a race driving or any other professional career, just stick to your plan, and you don't have to have all the pieces together when you get started, but little by little, as time goes on, you'll find a way to get involved. Our sport is, it's very accessible in so many ways. You can start, with the go-karts and going to Formula Fords. The SCCA provides a lot of those series to be able to prepare you. It's like going to school. You can go, starting first grade and go on, and ultimately reach the university level. But it's all driven by passion. If you have that passion and desire, just stick to it, man, and you'll be able to accomplish what you're looking for.
Well, Mario, it has been an honor talking to you. Thanks so much for coming on the Andrew Burnett Show, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks for having me, Andrew.
All
the
right.
best.
You have a blessed day.
Thank you.